In the heart of ancient Rome, under the blazing sun and in front of tens of thousands of roaring spectators, men stepped into the arena knowing only one thing: only the strong would walk out alive. These men were gladiators, warriors trained for combat, destined to fight for the entertainment of the masses, and sometimes for their freedom. But their story is far more complex than just violence and spectacle. The word gladiator comes from the Latin word gladius, meaning sword, and that's exactly what many of them wielded. But not all gladiators were the same. There were different classes and fighting styles. Some fought with heavy armor and large shields, like the Murmillo, while others were swift and lightly armored, like the Retiarius, who used a net and trident. Gladiator matches weren't just wild brawls. They were structured, strategic, and followed strict rules. Every move, every matchup was designed to entertain the crowd and test the limits of each fighter's skill. The men who fought in these deadly games trained in special schools called ludi, run by brutal managers known as lanistas, who controlled every part of their fighters' lives. Training was intense, food was carefully measured, discipline was ruthless. And yet, for those who survived and thrived, there was glory. While many gladiators were slaves, prisoners of war, or condemned criminals, not all entered the arena in chains. Some were free men, volunteers seeking fame, money, or a shot at immortality. For the poor, it was a way out of poverty. For the bold, it was a way into the spotlight. Some became celebrities, cheered by crowds, admired by women, and honored in graffiti scrawled across city walls. Roman fans even collected souvenirs of their favorite gladiators, like pieces of armor or vials of their sweat, believed to bring strength and luck. And then there were the legends. None greater than Spartacus, a former gladiator who defied Rome itself. He led a massive slave uprising that challenged the empire's control and terrified its elite. His rebellion showed the world that gladiators were more than tools of entertainment. They were men, capable of changing history. Still, despite the violence, not every fight ended in death. Gladiators were valuable assets, and their deaths were costly. If a fighter showed skill and bravery, the crowd could cry out for mercy. The final decision often lay with the sponsor of the games, or the emperor himself, who might spare the defeated with a gesture, or seal their fate with a simple wave of the hand. Gladiator games were never just about bloodshed. They were political theater, designed to distract, impress, and control. And emperors used the games to gain public favor, celebrate military victories, and display their divine power. The arenas became stages for dominance, with everything from beast hunts and public executions to full-scale naval battles reenacted for the crowd. The most iconic of these battlegrounds was the Colosseum, a massive amphitheater that could hold over 50,000 people, each one eager to witness the brutal dance of death. But as the Roman Empire began to fade, so too did the gladiators' world. With the rise of Christianity and changing values, the games were eventually outlawed in the 5th century AD. The Colosseum fell silent, the sands were left to history, and yet the legend of the gladiator never truly died. From ancient texts to modern films, their stories endure, symbols of strength, sacrifice, and the unbreakable will to survive. They fought for survival. They died for applause. And in doing so, they became immortal. This was the world of the gladiator. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.